For every one miracle you bring of Jesus, I will bring 10 for Muhammad. For every prophecy you can bring that Jesus made, I will bring 10 for Muhammad.
Over and over again in the Quran, Muhammad is challenged. Why don't you have miracles like the people who came before you? Over and over again, he makes excuses.
Jesus does all of those miracles by the permission of Allah, the same way that Muhammad, on whom be peace, ascended into the heavens. In the verse, in chapter 17, verse 1, it doesn't say it was a vision. It says, glory be to the one who brought his servant from one place to another. Is that a miracle? Yes or no?
Patriotic Z says, Muhammad didn't have any miracles according to the Quran, though.
That's true.
Central Dawah agreed? Everything cool?
No. The Prophet Muhammad, on whom be peace, like I said to David, I challenged him in our debate. I said, for every one miracle you bring of Jesus, I will bring 10 for Muhammad. For every prophecy you can bring that Jesus made, I will bring 10 for Muhammad.
Central doubt. You can't even do that from the Quran. According to the Quran, Jesus gave life to clay birds, he raised the dead, and so on. And yet, what does the Quran say about Muhammad and his miracles? I'll give you I could give you plenty of passages, but I'll just read Surah 29, 50 to 51. And they say, why are not signs sent down upon him from his Lord? Say, the signs are only with Allah, and I am only a plain warner. Is it not enough for them that we have revealed to you the book which is recited to them? Most surely there is a mercy and a reminder for people who believe. Over and over again in the Quran, Muhammad is challenged. Why don't you have miracles like the people who came before you? Over and over again, he makes excuses. Oh, it's because people in the past rejected them. That's why I don't have miracles. Oh, it's because I brought the Quran. That's my miracle. And you have the nerve to say, in a book where Jesus is born of a virgin, Jesus speaks miraculously at birth, Jesus raises the dead, Jesus cleanses the lepers. Guys, I'm not talking about the Bible here, I'm talking about the Quran. Jesus does all these things, and then Jesus is miraculously rescued and so on. That there's 10 times as much about Muhammad, who, according to the book you're quoting, performed no miracles except saying, listen to my lovely Arabic poetry.
David, you said Muhammad did no miracles according to the Quran, right?
Yep.
Okay, according to the Quran, did Muhammad ascend into the heavens?
A vision is not a miracle.
No. In the Quran, according to the Quran, did Muhammad ascend into the heavens?
As a vision, sure.
Okay, is that a miracle?
That's not a miracle.
It's not
a vision.
In the Quran, does it say that Muhammad split the moon?
No. Show me Muhammad split the moon. It says the moon is cleft asunder. Now check your commentaries. They say they don't know what this is talking about. It's because of later hadiths that some people interpret it that. They also say it could be a sign of the end times.
Yeah, David, according to chapter 17,
your own commentators don't agree that that's about Muhammad.
According to chapter 17, verse 1, glory be to the one who took his servant by night from Masjid al-Aqsa to the sacred mosque, right?
Yeah.
And then he was lifted, etc., etc. That wasn't the vision.
Yeah, it was.
That was literal. That literally happened.
He never left his bed.
No. David, that literally happened. According to the Islamic paradigm, did it actually happen?
No. No. It was a vision.
According to who?
According to, what are you talking about?
Yeah, according to who?
He never left his bed. He never left his bed. So what's that mean? It means it's in his head. And at the very least, it means there's nothing that could confirm it. When Jesus is raising the dead, there are all these people standing around watching. When Jesus is speaking as a baby in the Quran, there are these people watching. Who is there who can confirm? Who is there to confirm that this is actually a miracle, and that Muhammad's going around on his flying donkey and seeing all these things? Who can confirm?
Yeah, David. So Jesus does all of those miracles by the permission of Allah, the same way that Muhammad, on whom be peace, ascended into the heavens. In the verse, in chapter 17, verse 1, it doesn't say it was a vision. It says, glory be to the one who brought his servant from one place to another. Is that a miracle? Yes or no?
No. I'll give you a chance to answer, David, and then we probably go to the next question.
No, it's a vision.
This
It
one
does-
from
the Quran doesn't say it's a vision.
and by the way, it's not even a correct vision. You can read Muhammad's descriptions of what he saw in this vision. It does not line up with what was
Does the
actually there in
Quran say it's a
Jerusalem. So
vision?
there's no.
we
it's,
will
it's a
jump
vision
to the next one.
Okay, thank you. The
I hate to
Quran
do
says it's
this.
literal. Thank
I-
you very much.
How, and this is, I think they're sincere. It's not a snarky question. They say, how is Muhammad's presence in the Bible relevant? Why do people care so much about this? Which, by the way, people do care. People have been, I don't know if I've ever seen so much engagement. The live chat has been at 1,000,000 miles an hour. People really do care, and they're asking why.
Yeah, it's important to, number one, you have the Bible, a book full of prophecies and prophetic visions and poetry that talks about, end times. I think it would be a shame if the Bible actually didn't prophesy about Islam, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his companions. I think that it would be lackluster if the Bible didn't do that. Now, clearly, anybody, you can pick the Bible up. As a layman, I was born and raised a Muslim, but as a layman, when I read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, you can clearly see that there is a parallel and that there is something that's going to happen in Arabia. Something major is going to happen in Arabia. And you need to figure out what that is. And that's the coming of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam with the kingdom of God. And if he is the one prophesied in the Bible, then his teachings is the final authority, just like Quran 548 says the Quran is the supreme authority. You would have to accept it, i.e., everyone should be a Muslim.
Dave, I'll give you a
As far
chance
as
to-
as far as me, no, the only reason this is important is because you have the most obvious false prophet in history coming along, speaking to a bunch of people who didn't know what's in the Torah and the gospel, a bunch of pagan Arabs, and saying, hey, I'm in that book. I'm in that book. Doesn't say where, just says he's in the Torah and the gospel. But he just says, hey, there are prophecies about me in that book. And here we are 14 centuries later, and the best that Muslims have been able to come up with as far as Muhammad in the Bible is, according to Central Dawah, Daniel 2, which Muhammad didn't even talk about, didn't say that he's in there. And so that's the reason that it's important, is that it's the basis for, it's one of the bases for Muhammad's claim to prophethood. If we examine the Bible and we don't find Muhammad, or we go to the Bible and find that Muhammad is a false prophet, then, hey, he's the one who appealed to it. And so we'd have to say that his claims come crashing to the ground.
You got it. This one coming in from Duke.